So the first one, let's have a quick chat about James Ward-Prowse. Obviously, we mentioned Southampton already, difficult season they're having in the semi-final of the League Cup, though. What do you make of him with his set pieces?
Well, he's all the time the boy I was watching and seeing him for a long time. He's very good. I like the style. The way he's sitting. You can see in the way when he it's very 100% sure what he wants to do. It's very good technique. I like his technique. He's very, very good player.
You rate him, Sam?
Oh, from a set piece point of view, I'm not so sure there's anybody better. I mean, it's not just the goals he scores from the free kicks, just either on the edge of the box or just outside the box. He bends in. It's the wide free kicks and the corners. You know, I would be spending a lot of time as the opposition manager, trying to combat.
I remember.
Yeah.
Plenty of times.
Plenty of times, yeah. and I think that it's probably one of the strongest strengths Southampton have to stay up on the goals that come from Ward-Prowse, just on his corners, his wide free kicks and his free kicks in front of goal. That would be a big percentage of. I think their goals probably might be a greater percentage than the national percentage, which actually is running. Last time I saw it, which is not this season, but last time I saw it last season, it was about 32% of the goals are set pieces. That's a huge amount in a season, and I reckon his club are probably higher than that. Because if you put a set piece in, see, I always counted a set piece goal as if a set piece come in. And it didn't score direct, but it got blocked and dropped down and he scored. Mm-hmm. That's a goal from a set piece, because it's only one interception and then be followed up and it's a goal. So I think that's that. And obviously he's built his reputation on it. So you build your reputation. There's a fear from other teams and other managers, like I said, they've gone the trend now forward. And I'd be saying, don't give free kicks away on the edge of the box. Stay on your feet. Stay on your feet. Yeah. Don't give corners away. Give throw-ins away if you can. Yeah. And try it. First, we're talking about limiting that. Other Ward-Prowse will be doing this, and then I'll show, like early on in the week, I'll show about 3-4 of his deliveries and saying this is what you have to defend against. So don't do it. Stop it at source. You know. Most of the time they go on the pitch and forget about it. But never mind. What did the manager say? Oh.
So we rate him. Someone else that I rate really highly at the minute, one of these players that we've talked about from Newcastle that Eddie Howe seems to have just have a great relationship with, Trippier.
I met him last week when I went to see the match Leicester City. First time, I never saw him alive in person. I didn't realize how small he was. I mean, I thought I will be smaller than him, but we quite. But great, fantastic technique. He's a great player. He strikes the ball so well. I was talking to Alan in the box when we were watching the match together. He said, "Nobby, you will enjoy with him, play behind you." Of course, we play with that technique. With that, you can do a lot of overlaps and a lot of situations. We have in that time Laurent Robert. This one with his left foot. He wonderful left foot. This is why we share the free kick. He can strike the ball as well, so powerful and put in the net. But Trippier is a fantastic player. I like him very much.
Yeah, I like him in my fantasy team as well. By the way, he's phenomenally scoring in that.
It was a slip away for Man City letting him go, wasn't it? Because that's where he started, and then Man City, Burnley, Tottenham. You know.
I know we've had quite a few incredible players come out of the academy. Madrid. I know.
Won the league. Did he?
Yeah.
Won the league that year before he came back. So
wonderful
career.
Very good fullback, England. Yeah. I'm very impressed with the boy from Liverpool. I forgot his name.
Trent
Alexander.
He's next on my list. Nobody read my mind.
Oh my God, I never see somebody cross the ball, strike the ball this well. England has a fantastic fullbacks. Him, World Cup, amazing. Good choice for Southgate. Difficult choice because they have so many quality players in the bench.
We've talked about Trent a few times on the podcast in terms of defending, Sam, but should we just focus on the set pieces for him? What do you think?
Well, I know Pep's played, Jurgen's played him in midfield before now. And I just wonder whether he can actually go there and be great. Which wouldn't wouldn't bring up the defending side as much. Because he's certainly got the touch, and he's got the. I know it's harder in there because everything's going on around you, rather than full back on the wider. Because that side, there's no problem, because it's just a touchline. But in the middle of it, but he is such a talent. But unfortunately, he had to take a lot of stick, and I think it knocked his confidence. So, but yeah, I think that he's one of the best fullbacks in the country, without a doubt. And certainly his set pieces are there to be admired, you know. But if he loses his confidence, he probably loses that little bit of edge on his set pieces as well, because it's a very difficult skill, putting that ball in those areas. You can often find that the only target area is only about this big, because when you see it going in, you see it going just past the fingertips of the goalie. So if it's another 5 or 6 inches this way, the keeper's going to tip it. If it's another 2 or 3 inches, it's going to hit the post. So it's very, very. There's not a big area.
You have to a little bit bluff as well, no, with the keeper.
Yes.
So what I'm doing in my times is just pretend to show to I will go and cross the ball. I will put the ball in the box, something like that. So you make a little bit confuse the keeper. So when you have to strike, you have to, like some say, put in the top in the corner. The keeper. It's very hard. I remember my first goal when I moved to here. I didn't much know about Peter Schmeichel. My first season, 98 in here. I knew, I know more him when I just arrived in the country, and my first goal was similar like that. Huge guy went there, touched a little bit with the fingers, but the ball hit the post and go in. But it's really tough because you have a huge goalkeeper here, very long arms, tall. You have to be right in the spot because you know they will get it because they're really tall, really big keepers to make a save.
Your first goal in England was against Peter Schmeichel?
Was I mean in the free kick.
For the free kick?
Yeah, because it was against Wimbledon in the game. But when we played Man United, I remember it was Peter Schmeichel. I didn't know much about him, how big he was in here, and after few months later, oh my God, I was so proud.
No wonder. Yeah. So next man on our list, so fourth on my list is Kevin De Bruyne.
Oh. Yes, he's very, very good. He's very, very good, isn't he? Everywhere. All out, every part of his game is very, very good. And I think that before we talk about how good he is on set pieces, we talk about how many goals he's made for.
I think he's on 11 assists this season, I think.
He just, it's like an instant relationship, innit, with him. You know, he looks up and he goes, well, he'd like me to just play that ball there, and he'll head it in, and he does. So I think that he's done more assists, like you said, and been more, because there had to be a lot of change at Man City for him, like I mean. But as in his set pieces, yeah, very good. But there's one or two more, isn't there, that like try and get on a set piece at Man City. It's not just him, is it?
Mahrez had a cracker.
You know what I mean? He has to elbow him off, doesn't he? Saying,
wait for your chance.
Yeah, so he's very good.
He's an amazing player. I need to ask him. He can cook. He do everything. I think he can cook and build a house or things like that because he's a perfect player. I believe the dream for any manager. I like it because you see his body language in the pitch. He gives everything. He has everything. Whatever he think, the ball's gone. He's pass. He can assist and can strike the ball. So he's a complete player, no?
Big mistake by Chelsea, wasn't it?
Yes, we
letting him go.
Yeah,
he was in Chelsea. I didn't realise.
Yeah, it's Chelsea. Yeah.
And then I think he went to Wolfsburg, and then
got sold to
happened
Wolfsburg.
to Salah.
Yeah,
well. But sometimes players
Salah
happen
well,
like this in football. Sometimes need a little bit of time to adapt in whatever you go. Sometimes too much pressure. Just join to big clubs,
especially when you're young.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There was a £60 million flop headline that we always like to bring out every now and again when he's had a cracking game. And the final player on my list, Bruno Fernandes. How do we rate him for his set pieces?
Yeah, he's another what we say magic player. You know, he's an intelligent player with the ball. He can, like you say, it's the same, can bend. Can think before we strike to the goal or we'll do some trick before now happen now in the free kicks because the wall I don't know if the players getting bigger and bigger or more difficult. The only thing I don't understand why they still putting the guy in behind the wall.
No,
the guy landing in there.
Well,
what do they call call that again?
we call
draft excluder.
Yeah.
It's whether, yeah.
We call
Well,
it
this is how stupid football is, right? This is how stupid it is. One goal got scored. I can't remember another goal being scored. One goal got scored because
Ronaldo,
the wall jumped,
Messi, yeah.
and he put it under the wall, and it went in.
Ronaldinho.
And everybody, lots and lots of still put. Well, just get. I mean, all I do is get the biggest players in the wall and ask them to stand on the toes.
Yeah.
And that's as much as you can do. You know, you're wasting a player.
Yeah.
Who's lying on the floor behind you.
I like it when someone's lying there and someone else just grabs their ankles and pulls them into position.
You know, so it is a bit silly, but some people keep to think. Another influence in the game that's impressing, that's creeping in is a set piece coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, set piece coach. Liverpool have one.
Was that not
England had one. No, we did our own. We came together and did our own. We never had a set piece, just a set piece coach. Which is throw-ins, corners, free kicks. You know what I mean? So
because getting too many people in the box now,
you know, that's
it's hard to get now for the people take the free kicks. It's hard to get the ball in the spot because now you go people in zone and people has to mark. So especially huge lads, where you put the ball, it's getting hard. That's why probably they try to improve with 2 touch now. They don't go direct anymore.
Yeah.
Try to play 2 times before put the ball in the box. But I still believe that guy in the wall in the back. That's Ronaldinho scored in that time. Was I don't know how many years ago.
Yeah.
I never see again somebody score when the wall jumping and somebody go through to the wall. But well, like I say, I don't know. Yes.
Giving us some entertainment.
Paranoia by the coaches.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Paranoia, thinking that it's embarrassing them if one goes under the wall and it goes in the back of the net. So let's put somebody there. I'm sure the player loves it who gets picked for that.
Right, I'm going to ask you to order them from number 1 to number 5. 1 being the best set piece taker.
You've got
from
it there
those
now.
5. James Ward-Prowse?
Because there now, all of that.
Are you having that 1 to 5?
I am.
Ward-Prowse, Trippier, Alexander-Arnold, De Bruyne, Fernandes.
Well, now I changed De Bruyne for Alexander. Is it Alexander?
Yeah, you put De Bruyne 3rd.
3rd, yeah.
What do you think, Nobby?
Yeah, the player that was a draw from Southampton.
Yep.
That's the first.
Number 1.
De Bruyne.
Okay.
And Alexander.
Okay. So you're having James Ward-Prowse, Kevin De Bruyne, and then Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I need to check how many goals he scored.
Yeah.
He scored more goals because maybe we run. I don't know how many goals in set piece he has.
It's a difficult. As good as they are, it's actually a difficult chance to get. I think if anybody's free kicks on the edge of the box, I think that I would only assess it by the amount of goals that scored from their set plays, not just direct.
Yes.
So outside the edge of the box, it's very difficult to score more than 5 or 6 or 7 a season. If you're doing that, you're on top of your game. You know what I mean? So I'd always add in how many goals have been created by his corner, his wide free kick, and
I think I'm born at the wrong time.
I think the Newcastle fans would agree as well. Yeah.
I've been 5. Maybe in some team.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think that's a great return.